Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Illusion Fox Gaming. Today we are doing the quest Sleepless in Ishgard. Tentoawa is eyeing each passing Ishgardian with curiosity. It's the level 92 tank world quest in Dawntrail. There you are. I've been walking Ishgard streets whenever I've been able, and I've taken to searching for any sleeping people. You see, the land I'm from isn't much warmer than this, and people know not to tempt fate by dozing off in the open air. Even those blind with drink manage to find their way home somehow. I figure the only force powerful enough to overcome that instinct for self-preservation would be the cradle. So if we find a sleeper exposed to the elements, we may very well discover Leofine nearby. Can't imagine she brought all this way just to remain idle. It's a tedious prospect, but we need to scour every back alley and shadowed walkway before anyone catches something much worse than a cold. Does have a bit of a point there. Mr. Sayun, Master Tentoawa, I bring good tidings. Timonites wasted no time distributing handbills across Ishgard, containing Leofine's description. These efforts have already borne fruit. We but recently received a report of someone matching her to features being sighted. Really? Where? She was sighted near Camp Dragonhead by a patrolling sentry. Described a woman with red hair and a distinct scar on her forehead. The outpost can be reached by passing through the Gates of Judgment and heading east. Once there, speak with Sir Eugenio for the full report. I knew she'd show herself. Let's hurry. I was informed you were on your way. This is concerning the report by one of our sentries, yes? You said a woman matching the description in the handbill sent by the congregation. She was heading south along the footpath, but that is all we know. Yes, this is Eugenio. What? Hold fast, I shall send aid at once. What happened? A shipment of supplies was waylaid by a monstrous beast. A contingent of Timonites should have been protecting it, but something is amiss. They need our help. We will be in your debt. The shipment was attacked on the road west of the observatorium. I shall muster more knights. Please go find my men before any lives are lost. Let's see what we can do to figure this out. They should be close, right? I'll search the other side of the river. You search further down the road, and keep your weapon at the ready. You saved us. We were almost... You won't be feasting today. Not a moment too soon. The wide-eye watches eternal, and the eternal is asleep it bestows. No, they're not. I'll just look. They're asleep is all. Good, good. Trusty chocobos should suddenly become unsure on their feet and the wagon toppled onto the side of the road. There was nothing for it but to fix the damage on the spot. So knights went to secure the area. Before I knew it, each and every one of them had fallen asleep where they were standing. Then the beast attacked. It was just me before those snarling fangs. Temple knights went to secure the area before... Time to wake up. Sleep here any longer and the cold will have you. What happened? We fell asleep? But we were patrolling. You must be mistaken. A temple knight would never shirk his duty so. Are you calling me a liar? I saw you fall over on your arse with my own eyes. If not for Sir Eugene's quick response and the bravery of these warriors, we all would be food for the vultures by now. The congregation will hear of this dereliction of duty, you can be sure. Now hold on a moment. They aren't the ones to blame. A sacred relic of my people was stolen and... now isn't the time. Sorry, I forget I said anything. Whatever distance overtook the chocobo seems to have passed, so I'll resume my journey once the carriage is repaired. Seeing my guards are quite refreshed, I believe we can make it on our own. Please return to Camp Dragonhead and warm yourselves. So coincidence that the giant birds and two guards took leave of their senses around the same time. This is the work of the cradle. The name of Leofine was here. She is no longer. Let's return to the city and consider our next steps. We have received a report of the incident near Camp Dragonhead. 2 of our own sleeping on duty. By the Fury. Had you reached them even a moment later, this day would have been much darker. Although it pains me to say it, those 2 shall be punished as befits the magnitude of their negligence. If I may, I don't believe the blame rests entirely on their shoulders. The cradle of Sleepless was used against them, I'm certain. Oh yes, you said possessed power to lull others into a deep sleep. I admit, that would explain these exceptional circumstances. Regardless, they were still bested by their enemy, and their charge was almost killed as a result. Punishment is the only recourse. I see. A harsh stance, maybe. But I can respect that you don't treat your duty lightly. Well, if you learn anything else from Leofine's plots, please let us know at once. Even though we didn't find her, I'm glad we were able to save those soldiers. Thank you for coming to us. Nay, 'tis the Temple Knights who owe you thanks. We shall continue our search, and rest assured, you're the first to know of any developments. There's more I would tell you about the cradle, things I should have told you sooner. Join me over there and I'll do my best to fix that mistake. Now you've seen with your own eyes what I've been able to describe. Not always well if I can put even hardened warriors into a restful slumber. They may as well be defenseless as a newborn babe, but even with such power, my people have never used it to attack our enemies. Its sole purpose has always been to keep a single person awake, an eternal guardian, who would never sleep, never rest. The Wide Eye. Me. For 10 years I have been awake, training day and night to gain the strength I have now. The strength to shield my people. Of course, another must receive the weariness I cast aside. The Shut-Eye you met her, in fact. Loazen Ikwi. As I've been awake these years, she's spent the better part of her days in a deep slumber. Her brief periods of wakefulness are spent exercising and eating so her body doesn't waste away. And so we've barely spoken, despite how much I depend on her. When we were young, we'd spend our days exploring the mountain paths, but that time is long past. Telling you all this now, I realize how very little of my life has been dedicated to my own pursuits. Loazen Ikwi and I both have devoted ourselves entirely to the protection of our village. I do. I see her only when I have to use the cradle, and even then she is sleeping. I barely remember what her smile looks like. A life unencumbered by sleep must seem like a life of freedom, but if those who care for most aren't there to share it with you, it can feel like a prison. Know that all too well. But we don't have the luxury to dwell on regrets. I see now that although my people never used the cradle for ill, wicked hearts can twist anything toward evil. And that's something I can't tolerate. The very thought that this might happen again makes the bile churn in my gullet. Must bring Leofine's schemes to an end. And so that was the quest Sleepless in Ishgard. Thank you for joining us here today for this little video here on YouTube. Hopefully you'll come join us again either for another video on YouTube or maybe one of our many streams over on Twitch at this same channel name. Till then though, have a wonderful rest of your day.